Hi everyone, welcome back to SA WebTech. Today's session is all about discussing on CIDR notation in VPC. Okay, VPC has many components like CIDR, subnet, route table, NACL, internet gateway. But among all these components, I am only going to discuss with CIDR notation. Okay, in this session. So I am skipping all these topics in this session. And now, at first, what is VPC? VPC is nothing but virtual private cloud. Everyone knows that. But VPC is nothing but it's a network. It is a private network. Okay. So in this VPC, how many machines can I accommodate? How could I know that? So CIDR notation is used to define the size of a network. It gives IP addressing which is individual within a network. Okay. So I will tell you an example. Let us consider there are two networks. And two networks is having 4 systems. Each system is assigned with some IP address, right? So I am assigning two networks, network 1 and network 2. And there are 4 machines in network 1 and as well as in network 2 also there are 4 machines. So I have assigned some IP for I1 machine, I2 machine, I3, I4 machines. But when I have applied some CIDR notation to particular instance, so that CIDR notation must be unique within a network and that IP can be repeatable in other network. Okay. So see here, I have assigned 10.0.0.26. Okay. And for an instance 2, I have assigned 10.0.0.43. And this can be repeatable for I4? No. Why? Because within a network, repeating the IPs are not possible. Okay. So, if I move to the network 2, I have assigned some of the IP addresses for the systems. Okay. For the instances. And now, this 10.0.0.43 is repeatable, okay, for I8 machine, but it is not repeatable within the network. Okay, within the networks the IPs are not repeatable. Okay, remember this. And 10.0.0.26 I have assigned for I1 also. It is possible, and this is not possible within the same network. I2 machine and I4 machine are having same IPs. So this is not possible. I am assigning another IP like 10.0.0.3. Okay. Is it clear for you? And this 26, 10.0.0.26 and 43 are repeatable. But even though it is repeatable, no problem. Why? Because those IPs are not within the same network. Okay, it's clear? And IP address is a combination of network address plus host address. Network address plus host address. So, what is network address and what is host address? So, for these all machines, 10.0.0.0 is constant, right, for every machine. Why? Because within a network I have assigned some CIDR notation. So the CIDR notation is changing at only the last part is changing, right? Here also the last part is changing, but the first part is being constant. This all part is being constant, right? So this is called as network address. This part is called as network address. And what the part which is changing is known as host address. Host address is nothing but my laptop address. Okay. Till here it's clear. And next. Actually we are familiar with IPv4 only. Okay, here we are giving only IPv4 addressing. And we have IPv6 also. IPv6. But at present, I am not going to tell you anything about IPv6. Here, I am going to tell you only IPv4 addressing. So, IPv4 addressing, it has 32-bit. and IPv6 is 128 bit. But you leave about IPv6, just I am going to tell you only IPv4. So IPv4 is 32 bit. How this is becoming 32 bit, I would like to tell you. Okay, now just consider any IP I am giving here 10.0.0 or else 56 something. So this IP is divided into 4 parts, right? This is one part, this is one part, this is one part, and this is the other part. So here one IP is divided into 4 parts. Just remember, that's all. I will clearly explain you. Okay, every IP is divided into 4 parts, right? And one part is equal to 8 bits. I will tell you how it became 8 bits, but just remember. So one part is equal to 8 bits. So this IP addressing, how I should give 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 is equal to how much? 32 bit, right? Till here it's clear for you. So now, actually when we are transferring some data from one server to the another server, let us think, if we are sending some message, WhatsApp message from my mobile to the other mobile. So in my mobile, just I am sending the message as 1 2 3 4, okay, from mobile 1. I am sending 1 2 3 4 message, and the same message 1 2 3 4 has to be received by whom? The mobile 2. Okay, so this message is transferring from one mobile to the another mobile. I know that this is in the form of decimal form so that I can understand, but the machine couldn't understand. Only the machine understands the language of binary form. Okay, so I would like to tell you about the binary digits. Only machine understands only binary language, so that the decimal number which we are sending, that should be converted into some binary form. So only binary digits consists of zeros and ones, right? Okay, good. And next, octal. If you consider octal, how many it consists of? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, till only 7. 0 to 7. And if I consider the decimal, it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So 0 to 9 decimal. Okay. And now only I told you that only binary form can be considerable when we are transferring the message from one machine to the another machine. Machine understands only the binary language. So if binary number is a combination of zeros and ones, if I need to generate some 2-bit, okay, so how could I generate? So suppose by using only zeros, why? Because machine is understanding only the binary form, right? Binary digits, right? So by using 0 and 1, how many 2 bits I can generate? How many 2 bits I am going to generate? There is a possibility of 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1, right? So next, if I am going to form 3 bits by using 0 and 1, how many 3 bits can be formed? 3 bits. So I can form like 000, 001, 010, 100, 110, 011, 101 and finally 111. Okay, so there is a possibility of forming 0 and 1 as 3 bits is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So by using 0 and 1, 3 bits numbers I can form is 8 numbers I can generate. Okay. If I am going to generate by using 0 and 1, I need to define 4 bit. Okay. So by using 0 and 1, if I need to form 4 bit, how many numbers can be formed? I need to know. But if I am constructing the numbers in this way, it's taking too long time, right? So I had a formula that here by using a 0 and 1, there is a possibility of creating 2 to the power of 2. So 4 numbers are created, right? In the same way, by using 0 and 1 combination, if we form 3 bits, there are 8 numbers is generated. So I have a formula here, 2 to the power of n. So 2 to the power of n means 2 to the power of 2. 2 to the power of 2 is nothing but 4. So by using a 0 and 1, 2 bits that I can generate are 4. So 4 numbers I can generate. In the same way, by using this same formula here, by using 0 and 1, how many 3 bits I can perform? 2 to the power of n, that is 3 bit, right? 2 to the power of n is nothing but 3. So 2 to the power of 8 is 8. So 8 numbers I can generate. In the same way, for fourth one, how many I can generate? 2 to the power of 4. 2 to the power of 4 is how much? 16. Okay, so in this way you can generate. Clear? Still here, if you have any doubts, please comment so that I can clarify your doubts. Okay? And I told you in clear that this one IPv4 has 32 bit and each IP is divided into 4 parts and one part is having 8 bits and if each part is having 8 bits, total is 32 bit, right? So now each is having 8 bit. 8 bit means every bit it is a combination. I told you before, if for 2 bit or as 3 bit, 4 bit, every bit is a combination of 0 and 1s, right? So this 8 bit is also, I am taking only one part for only 8 bit. So it starts from where does it start from? 0, right? So 8 0 0 0 0, 8 zeros, 8, and where it's ending? 1 1 1 1 1. So here is the ending. In the same way, once you consider here 0 and 1 is a combination, right? So here we can form, by using 2 bits I can form 4, right? So 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. There are these possibilities to form some numbers. In the same way, for 8 bit also had a formula. So what is that formula? 2 to the power of 2 to the power of 8. What is 2 to the power of 8? 256. So I can form only 256 IPs. Okay, so converting binary to decimal and check, it is forming only 256 IPs, that is 0 to 255. Okay, so if we have any doubt, just I will give you some clarity. Just go here and just convert binary to decimal. Just type in your Google binary to decimal calculator. It's taking a little bit of time. Yeah, so I'm giving some, so here I'm converting from binary to decimal, right? So if I'm giving 0 0, I don't know what is meant by 0 0, so I need to convert. So it's 0, so 0 1, convert, so it's a 1. And next I would like to give 1 0, so it is 2. And next I would like to see the combination of 1 1, so 3. And in the same way I am considering the 3 bit I am considering 1 0 1, so convert. So 1 0 1 means in decimal number it is called as 5. Okay, and if I am giving 111, convert, so the decimal value of 111 binary number is 7. Okay, it's clear. And next, if this is the thing which you have to do, and as you have some calculator here, you are calculating and you are counting. So if you are not provided with the calculator, how you want to calculate this all? Okay, just I am giving you that 111, right? I am considering this one from third bit, so 111. So how do you know the decimal value of 111 is 7? You have a doubt, right? Actually the calculator is converting, but you must have some idea about this. So the last value of it, just you consider as 1. I'm just considering it in braces. 1, and this you consider it as 2, and you consider this as 4. Okay, actually this is binary only, 1 1 1, but we are in the form of, you are starting from ending, you must count it from this one. He has a count of 1, and from second value your 1 has a count of 2, and from last one your third value will have a count of 4. Okay, so 1 2 4. If it is having 1 1 plus 2 3 3 plus 4 7. Okay, so in this way you got the value of 1 plus 1 plus 1. In this way you should not do 1 plus 2 plus 4. Okay, so you will get 7. And I would like to tell you one more example. 1 0 1. The last value count is in decimal value, the last value is having 1. And if you go to 0 2, and it is 4. Okay, so you have to add all this. Now in the same way here, 1 into 4 4, 1 into 2 2, plus 1 into 1 1. So 4 plus 2 plus 1, how much? 7. In the same way here also, 1 into 4 how much? 4, plus 0 into 2 how much? 0. And in the same way 1 into 1 how much? 1. Okay, so you will get in decimal form, this number is representing what? 5. Okay, is it clear here till now? In the same way, if you are having some more, now I am considering some 8 bit. For 8 bit, how many ones I will have? For the last digit is 8 ones, right? For 8 bit, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. For this I am considering now, so the last value is 1 and 2 and 4. This is multiplication, like it is 1, right? I mean 2 to the power of 0. You must consider here with 2 to the power of 0, and here 2 to the power of 1, and here you must consider 2 to the power of 2. Okay, 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1 and 2 to the power of 2. will get 4. So if I am giving you some like 8 bits, so you need to consider like 2 to the power of 8, 2 to the power of 7, just wait. Yeah, so here I am denoting 1 plus 1, so I am considering 8 ones. Yeah, here I considered 8 ones. So the last one should start with 2 to the power of 0, right? 2 to the power of 0. Next here 2 to the power of 1, and here 2 to the power of 2, and here 2 to the power of 3, and here 2 to the power of 4, 2 to the power of 5, 2 to the power of 6, and 2 to the power of 7. So now what should I get from this? So what is meant by 2 to the power of 7? 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32, 32 to 64, 64 to 128. So 128 plus 2 to the power of 6 means 64, and 2 to the power of 1 into 2 to the power of 5 means 32, and 1 into 2 to the power of 4 means 16, plus 1 into 2 to the power of 3 means how much? 8. Sorry, here 8, plus 1 into 2 to the power of 2 means 4, and 1 into 2 to the power of 1 means 2, and next 1 into 2 to the power of 0 is 1. So if you add all this, how much you will get? 256. So by using this we can determine that we will get 256 IPs. Okay, so by using 8 bit, the last number I can generate, so 256 IPs are possible, as it is starting from 0, right? As it is starting from 0. Why? Because it is 8 bit, so we will have starting with 8 zeros. So if I start with 8 zeros, how many possible ways that I can use a combination of 0 and 1s? There is a possibility of zeros and 1s using in the form of 8 bits is 256 ways it will be possible. So 0 to 11111. Okay, so if my IP addressing is starts with 0.0.0.0, so it ends with 255.255.255.255. So there is no possibility of overcrossing this limits. There is no possibility of 256 or 257 or anything. The last value for any part, these are 4 parts, right? For the starting must be 0 0 0 0 for every part, and for every part the ending part must be 255. So did you understand how you got this value 255? Okay, here we are considering 32 bit. If you notice this, here we are considering 32 bit. 32 bit is a part of 8 parts. Each part is having 8 bits. So 8 bits means 2 to the power of 8, 256 we got. So here it is starting from, I told you 0 0 0, and the ending value is 1 1 1. So how many IPs are possible? 256 IPs are possible. So you must be know how it is being possible, so that I told you this notation. Okay, so from 0.0.0.0 to 255.255.255.255, it is possible still here. Okay, I think you are familiar with this concept right now. And now I am going to tell you that how we are actually, now I have, you have some overview on IP addressing, right? So this IP addressing is given to some instances. So how it is, how I am assigning to particular network. So within a network there are many systems, like within some network I have 100 instances, and within other network I have 1000 instances. So if I, for network 1 I was comfortable to have only 100 IPs, right? And for in the same way for the network 2 I will be comfortable with having 1000 IPs. So how I am able to define the size of a network? So I am able to define the size of a network by using this CIDR notation, right? So this CIDR notation will be in the form of, just for example, it is in the form of 10.0.0.0 by 32. Okay, just I am deleting all this. So 10.0.0.0/32. This 32 is nothing but, it is IPv4 addressing is having only 32 bit. Okay, if per suppose this network is nothing but what? VPC. So I am just considering it as, VPC 1 and VPC 2. So I told you there are network and there are instances, but now the instances are not having any IP addressing. I have to assign now. I9, I10, I11. Okay, only this VPC is having I4 machine, only 4 machines, and this is having 7 machines. Okay, so I should for this network just consider, for this VPC network just I am assigning some CIDR notation, 10.0.0.0/24. okay, so how many IPs would reserve for this network? Just you forget about all these instances and all, just only you think about only VPC. So VPC is nothing but network, you know that. So I am assigning some CIDR notation for this network, that is 10.0.0.0/24. This 24 represents the bit, number of bits. The total bits that are available in IPv4 address is 32 bit, right? So for this network, if I am having only 24, if I given this CIDR notation, I will get some IPs would be reserved for this network. So that IPs would be sufficient for using for my network. Okay. So by giving this particular CIDR notation, how could I able to know this particular IPs would be reserved to my network? So there has some formula. Just first remember, first thing, 32 minus the total IPs are having 32, right? This is a 32 bit. So the total 32 bit minus how many bit they have given to me? 24 is equal to how much? 32 minus 24, 8. And now I told you a formula, it is 8 bit, right? So if I have assigned 2 to the power of n, it is 2 to the power of 8. So 2 to the power of 8 means how many IPs I will get? 256 IPs I will get. Okay. And for network 2, So 256 IPs I will get. This is clear here, it's still here. So from where the 256 IPs will start? It starts, the IP addressing starts from 10.0.0.0 to 10.0.0.255. Okay, it starts from 10.0.0.0 to 10.0.0.255. It ends. Why? Because here 256 IPs. So 0 to IP. 0, it starts from 0 and it's end with 255. So total 256 IPs are reserved for this complete network. Okay. And I told you the starting part which is constant without changing, that part is called network addressing. Okay, this is network addressing. And the part which is changing, that part is called as host addressing. Okay. And for this network, I am assigning the CIDR notation like 10.0.0.0 by 25. I am assigning. So what is our formula? We have a formula that 32 minus 25. 32 minus 25, how much? 7. So we have a formula 2 to the power of n. So 2 to the power of n means 2 to the power of 7. So what is 2 to the power of n? Sorry, 2 to the power of 7? 128 IPs we will get. Okay. So where did the IPs numbering starts from? So if I have, let us consider I have an instance I1. So in this way I have some machines. I2 machine, I3 machine, I4 machine and I5 machine. So I must give some IP addressing for it. So it starts from the IP addressing where 10.0.0.0. Okay. And for all the machines. So it starts from 0 like 2, 1, 23. So still how many IPs? I will get 128. So the last range is 128. Okay. So all the machines which are having in this particular network can be assigned with any IP. But within this network, that particular machine will be assigned with only this range of IPs. Okay. And next, I am considering another network, VPC 3. And this network 3 is having a CIDR notation of 10.0.0.0 by, just I am assigning 22. Okay. Remember one thing, whenever this value is increasing, the number of IPs will get decreased, and whenever this number is decreasing, the number of IPs will get increased. Okay. And now, so we have a formula 32-bit minus 22. So we will get how many? 10. So 2 to the power of 10, how much? 1024. So we are having 1024 IPs get reserved for this network. Okay. So the IP addressing starts from 10.0.0.0 and it ends from 10.0.0.1024. Right? Is it right what I have given here? I told 1024 IPs are reserved for my network. So I am assigning here 10.0.0.0, 10.0.0.0 to 1024. I have given in this way. Is it correct? Definitely it's wrong. Why? Because I told you each part is starting with only 0 and each part is ending with a value of 255. Okay, so it's crossing the limit of 255, right? So it is wrong. We have to assign here 255, and the next we have to, this series is completed. This series is completed from 0 to 255. So how many IPs from here to, in this step 1, just you consider this as step 1. So in step 1, how many IPs get reserved? 256 IPs get reserved, so that you are having only 1024 IPs. Among 1024 IPs, 256 IPs are reserved. So how many IPs still you have to assign? Yeah, if you don't know, just calculate. Just take simple calculator. If you don't know anything, Google will give you all the answers. So don't bother about all this. You just go here and just here I am calculating. We are having how many IPs? So 1024 IPs I had. So among those 256 IPs I have reserved. So still 768 IPs, right? So 768 IPs I have to get reserved for this. So it starts from 10.0.0.00. Okay, this series has completed from 0 to 255 and it goes to the next step. So 10.0.0 has completed. So it starts from 1. So 1.0. And again this series also completed. Okay, still first step it has done. And from the second step it starts from the series of 1. So 1.0 to 1.255. So here also 256 IPs got reserved. And now the next series starts from 2.0 to 255 IPs. So in this next step also 255 IPs got reserved. So in these two steps, okay, 512 IPs got reserved. So we have a 1024 IPs to get reserved for this network 3. So among 1024 IPs I have reserved 512 IPs. So how many IPs still I have to be assigned? 512 IPs. So the next series starts from 10.0.2.0 and it ends with 10.0.2.255. So by these three steps, how many IPs got reserved for the network 3? 768 IPs got reserved. So still how many IPs I need to assign? 256 IPs. In the third step, it starts with 10.0.3.0 series and it ends with 10.0.3.255. So completely I have assigned the 1024 IPs. Okay. And I told you that the part which is changing, that part is called as host addressing, and the part which is being constant in the IPv4 address, that part is called network address. So in these 4 steps, which part is being constant? Only 10.0. 10.0 is being constant in comparing to all the steps. So 10.0 is the networking address and the changing part, this part is called as host address. Okay. Okay, it's clear till here. And in previous session I told you about how to create a VPC. So in that VPC class also many of the people may have some doubts on CIDR notation. Okay, so before creating that VPC you just have a glance on this video. So in VPC, how to create VPC also I will share my link in description, so please watch it. And also giving the description of that particular VPC link here. So if you wants to learn VPC also, you can see by using that link. Okay. Still, if you have any doubts, please comment and don't hesitate to ask me. If you like my video, please like, share and comment. And one thing, please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.